Greetings, my friends. This is Griff. We are on chapter 14 of Endless Summer, and this chapter is going to be a little bit different because at the end there are 4 different choices that you can make. I want to see what happens with all 4 of them. I've played through this once before. I chose one of them, but we're gonna do the other 3. So you're gonna see it get to the end of the chapter, and then the video is going to restart where you make that choice again, and we're gonna do it all 4 times. You'll see, it'll make more sense when we get there. This is also going to be a diamond heavy chapter, because each of those choices, again, I did it once, but each of those choices cost diamonds, and if you'll recall, diamonds cost money. So if you are watching this and you like that I will do the cool stuff with the diamonds and get nifty things, please consider tossing some money towards the PayPal. The link is down in the description, as is the link to Anna Murdahl's lovely Let's Plays of a different book through the same Choices app. So let's go ahead and start chapter 14. As the watchers draw near, you and your friends hunker down with one last chance to tell each other how you feel. Act 3, Chapter 14, Last Night on Earth. So we just confronted Alistair about the fact that he was apparently an asset of Rourke International, and we found out he is Everett Rourke's son. So you and your friends have gathered on the rooftop garden of the Celestial to confront Alistair on his deception. And he's just revealed a shocking secret. My name is Everett Alistair Rourke II. The man who built this place, the man who brought all of you here, is my father. A stunned silence falls over the group until... What? So it's you. Did not see that coming. I kinda did. You've been lying to us? Grace, I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you. He reaches for Grace, but she pulls away. So wait, you're the boss man's son, and that's supposed to make us trust you? What's the deal? Did he plant you here to spy on us? Is he listening in right now? No! For God's sake, I'm not a spy. I don't know. I think you sound sincere. That's what spies do. That's, like, literally their basic job. I do believe him, because he's such a dork. I can't believe he's being nefarious. Doesn't dislike me. You do? Really? See, I feel like so many of these choices end with Jake having a negative status, like a -1, and I don't like that. I'm sorry about that. It's just, Jake, I adore you, but sometimes your ideas are kind of crap. I'm sorry. I mean, it does explain a lot, and I'd kind of expect a trained spy to be more, you know, suave, cool, badass, capable. Not like a huge dork. See, that's what I said. Enough already, I take your meaning. But if you're not a spy, what are you doing here? Why did you lie your way onto the trip? Alistair lets out a long sigh and turns to the railing, gazing out over the island. My whole life, all I ever wanted was his approval, his respect. For him to look at me with pride, to embrace me as his heir. he was always gone on one business trip or another, was occupied with his resort or his research projects. My 10th birthday, he was in Kyoto, unveiling his new fusion-powered bullet train. By high school graduation, he was in Moscow, negotiating a trans-European trade agreement. And still I thought I could impress him. If I just achieved enough, if I followed in his footsteps, he'd finally recognize me for what I'm worth. Alistair. He promised me that we'd spend time together this summer, that he'd show me the intricacies of his business, and that he'd consider bringing me in. He canceled, of course, as he is wont to do. But that wasn't the worst part. No, the worst part was when I discovered that 10 students from my very college would be randomly selected to take a trip to his prized island while he was there. Work was here. I sent him a furious letter, and lo and behold, I got an email inviting me to come along after all. Perhaps he meant to make amends. I wasn't going to make amends. I planned to confront my father, to tell him how I truly felt, to sever myself from this blasted family once and for all. I planned all that. But then we hit that storm, and now I realize how foolish I was. My father is gone. For all I know, deceased. And I'm stranded here too. I'm stranded here where I'll probably die too, and he'll never even know my true feelings. Alistair, that's so sad. He now dislikes me again. I don't need your pity, Shams. Whoa, hey, Shams was just... I'm not some tragic, mewling whelp begging for your sympathy because my father never loved me. I'm an accomplished scholar, a scientist, an entrepreneur. Shams is just being sympathetic. I don't want sympathy. I want validation. I want my father. You all look at each other uneasily. Oh, gosh. That last line, I'm tearing up, guys. Okay, well. Okay. You all look at each other uneasily. Alistair, I understand why you got yourself onto the trip. But why did you lie to us after we landed? Why not tell us the truth? I didn't trust you. I thought if you knew who I was, you'd want to blame me, or use my connections. Then, when the situation became clear, it was too late. I'd already lied. I thought if you found out the truth, you'd assume I was involved. Gee, I wonder why. I wanted to tell you I did, but Not to interrupt a therapy session, but is anyone else seeing that? She points out over the railing. There, you see the island's sprawling jungle. And reaching out from it, like grasping fingers, are a half-dozen columns of smoke. The Watchers. They're not hiding anymore. They're gearing up, getting ready for war. My guess is they'll strike at first light. A cold wind blows over you. Your conflict suddenly seems so small, so trivial. I'm gonna go back downstairs. Me too. Yep, no point staying up here. One by one, you all head back downstairs, leaving Alistair alone on the rooftop, gazing out into the night. You wander down into the restaurant, where your friends have split off into various smaller groups. There's a tense energy in the air, a palpable dread. Raj and Zara hang out at the bar. Michelle and Craig sprawl on the couches. And Iris and Lila stand by the barricaded windows. going to talk to the people whose company I actually enjoy. You stroll over to the bar where Zara and Raj are laying out an array of bottles. It's gotta be strong, right? We can agree on that. Oh, yeah. Definitely a couple shots of hard liquor in there. I'm thinking rum because tropical island. Nah, you drink rum when you're kicking back on the beach. If you're facing certain death, you gotta go with whiskey. True. That doesn't pair as well with blue curacao, and we gotta have blue curacao, because, the Watchers have blue skin. I was gonna ask about that. So are they, just the dudes from Avatar? Nah, those are blue cat people. These are blue and green plant people? Which reminds me, should we put something herby in it? Like some mint, maybe? What are you two up to? Trying to make the perfect drink for the night. Something that says fun and friendship in the face of likely death. That actually sounds awesome. You think so? Yeah, I mean, we've barricaded the doors, made some weapons, done everything we can to protect ourselves. Why not have a drink? For old time's sake, if nothing else. Exactly. This might be a weird thing to say, but I really do admire your optimism. Right? They're so precious. You guys somehow managed to find an upside in some pretty dark situations. Hey, he's the optimist. I just like drinking. Well, when you guys figure out what your drink is, I'd love to try one. You step away from the bar. Let's go talk to Michelle and Craig. You stroll over to the couches where Craig and Michelle are sprawled out. So, Michelle, you're smart, right? Compared to you, Craig, who isn't? I just mean, what do you think our odds are? Against the Watchers, I mean. I bet I could take 2, maybe 3 of them hand to hand. But if they got swords, or they're riding dinosaurs, why would they be riding dinosaurs? I don't know, it just seems like the kind of thing they do. Look, Craig, I have absolutely no idea what our odds are. I don't think anyone does. I just know that I sure as hell don't want to die here. I mean, none of us want to die. I know, but it would just be so unfair. I had a whole life planned out. I'm not going to get to live any of it. I was going to graduate with honors, do a medical residency in New York, become a world-renowned neurosurgeon, and get married to... It doesn't matter. It's stupid. It just can't all end here. Not like this. Michelle. Look what we've survived so far. We outran a saber-toothed tiger, fought a giant crab, braved a chamber of magma, outsmarted the observatory. Also, remember that time I saved everyone from falling off a cliff? Because I totally did that. We faced death a dozen times since we got here, and every time, we beat it. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the Watchers are going to try, or what we're going to do. But I know I believe in us. Yeah, not gonna lie, Shams, that was a corny-ass speech. I mean, yes, it was corny and cliche and totally ungrounded in reality. But it was actually kind of nice. Well, I try. Step away from the couches. And let's talk to Iris and Lila. You walk over to the pile of furniture barricading the windows, which Lila and Iris are examining. They don't notice your approach. What do you think, Iris? Provided an attack force of 5 watchers, these barricades should deter them for at least 30 minutes. And if there are more than 5? I can answer that question, but my positive social interaction module suggests it might be better not to. Well, I do like a good challenge. Indeed, appreciates adversity and responds well to pressure is listed as one of the dominant traits on your employee profile. Lila stops in her tracks. Iris, what else does it say about me? Oh, plenty. Excellent outdoor skills, upbeat and encouraging attitude, could use some sensitivity training. There's more, of course, but it's gamma classified, and my current build is only cleared for epsilon and lower. Good. Lila. Oh, you startled me. Is there something you wanted? I gotta ask. Ever notice how you and Iris kind of look alike? Huh? Us? We don't... I mean, do we? No, but... The two stare at each other. Facial analysis algorithms confirm that we are 87% similar, colloquial known as could be sisters. It can be presumed that Mr. Rourke has a type. Wow. What do you mean by that? I don't know what you're insinuating. Simply that Mr. Rourke clearly has a subconscious bias towards facial appearance in regards to the women he associates with. Oh, yes. In that case, yes, he certainly seems to have a type. This was a weird interaction. I'm gonna go now. Lila is so strange and I don't understand. You walk away from the windows. That's when you notice Grace sitting all by herself. You walk over and take a seat next to her. Hey. Oh. Hi, Shams. You, want a drink or anything? Raj and Zara are making a signature cocktail. No, thank you. I don't feel like drinking. Is this about Alistair? No, I mean, a little. Okay, yes. Like, I get why everyone's mad at him. He shouldn't have lied. That was wrong. I agree. But I understand why he did it. I understand why he felt like he had no choice. And he must feel so bad. Is that all? Grace looks at you and lets out a long sigh. Look, I'm not the most socially skilled person in the world, and maybe I'm just misreading the signs, but for a while there it felt like he was opening up to me. Like he was dropping that acerbic, bitter shell and showing me his real self. You like him. I do. And now I might never have a chance to tell him so. Go tell him how you feel right now. That boy needs a friend and you need to make this connection. You think so? Yes! Look, we're stranded on a mysterious island full of terrifying creatures, and there's an army of blue-skinned warriors gearing up to attack us. If there was ever a time to tell a guy like you like how you feel, it's now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Grace takes several deep breaths. Grace Tamara Hall, you got this. She takes a few steps and turns around. Do you think you could maybe come with me for moral support? Sure. The two of you take the elevator up to the rooftop garden. The doors slide open, and you see Alistair, huddled against the railing, clutching his bleeding hand. A dozen shards of broken glass lie around him. Alistair, what did you do? Alistair! She runs over to him, kneeling down by his side. Grace? What happened? I accidentally smashed a glass. Cut my hand. Quite unfortunate. Let me see. It's fine. Just leave me be. I can handle it. You're bleeding badly, Alistair. We need to wrap this up. Grace takes Alistair's hand in hers. She looks around for something. Here, use this leaf. You rip a thick green leaf off an unusual potted plant and hand it to Grace. She wraps it around Alistair's hand, and he winces. Better? Perhaps a little. Now, leave me be. Wait, I wanted to... I said, go, Grace, please. I beg of you. I'm so tempted to go with option number 2. I really think you should hear her out. Why? So I can feel like even more of a wretch? So you can rub in just how badly I've betrayed you? No, you big idiot. So I can tell you how I feel. What? I know that you're not the most friendly person. I know that it's hard for you to open up, to connect to people, to make friends. I've never needed them. Come on, Alistair. You know that's not true. You've clearly had a hard life, and you've built up these walls to protect yourself, to keep yourself from getting close to others, to keep them from hurting you the way your father did. And what makes you so certain you know me so well? Don't you get it, Alistair? I know, because I'm exactly the same. My mother only cares about one thing, that I'm number one in everything, no matter the cost. All my life, I've had to deal with her pressure bearing down on my shoulders. I got straight A's, I got prestigious awards, I interned at her company and excelled at all my tasks, and yet it was never enough. Exactly. He no longer dislikes me! Grace, I had no idea we had so much in common. Neither did I. And yet, in a weird way, I feel like maybe I kind of did. From the minute we got off that plane, I felt drawn to you. And as totally insane as this past week has been, the highlight has been the time we've spent together. You're smart and interesting, and you have a real kindness in you, buried so deep, like diamonds at the heart of 1,000 feet of stone. Grace, you understand me. Of course, you dummy. Smiling, Grace steps up close to Alistair and stretches up on her tiptoes. Oh gosh, these two nerds. Oh, look at them. They're so precious. Alistair, I forgive you everything for this moment of adorableness. Also, I never realized before how much Grace looked like Velma, and Velma's adorable, so it's all perfect. Alistair's cheeks flush a deep pink. I like you. And I like... Heavens! He holds up his hand, the one he'd cut earlier in disbelief. As you and Grace stare, he unwraps the leaf. to reveal that the cut has completely healed. Whoa. Remarkable. Truly. Healing plant. 8 of 10 clues. Hey, let's check what plant that came from and maybe collect some of it. Just a thought, since there's a battle coming up. The plant leaf. Perhaps it's a hyper-evolved form of aloe. Could be, but that doesn't explain the rapid speed of recovery. It somehow reconstructed the cell tissue. Amazing. Do you think that maybe it's in relation to the serum generated by the... I'll leave you two alone. I think you've got it from here. You hop back in the elevator and head down to the lobby. Take some plans with you. The rest of your friends are there. Jake lounges by the bar. Stella practices combat by the doors. Sean scans hotel blueprints. Quinn sprawls in a big, comfy chair. And Diego comes bounding around a corner. Hey, Shams. How you holding up, Diego? Oh, you know, ups and downs, peaks and valleys. Found some chips in the kitchen. Gonna get murdered by a bunch of Lord of the Rings rejects. The usual. At least you got some chips, though. Salt and vinegar, baby. The best. Oh, Diego, I've just lost respect for you. He looks out at the 4 others hanging out. So... you gonna... you know... Am I gonna what? Do I seriously need to spell it out? Make a move. What? Come on, Shams. I've seen the way you've been acting. Flirting, teasing, staring out with those but-up heart eyes. So what are you waiting for? Go get that steamy R-rated action. I mean... now? This might well be our last night on Earth, Shams. What better time than now? It's what you just told Grace, so... You look out again at the lobby and decide Diego's right. This is the time. The time to take this all the way. Who do you invite back to your room? Alright, so here's where we're going to diverge and take 4 different paths. So I will have to actually play through this chapter 4 times. I will not subject you to the whole chapter each time. We'll just come back to this choice. So, I'm going to go in order from least emotional attachment to most. So Estella's badass, but I don't really have like a connection so much with her. So we're going to start with her. I'm going to start with Estella. It's 30 diamonds. Yikes. You walk over to Estella. Hey. Hello, Shams. You, busy? No, not really. I'm killing time until the Watchers attack. Well, you know, I was just wondering if maybe you wanted to come with me to my room. Stella looks at you cautiously. We've not been flirting with her. It's so awkward. Hang out in your room. Just us. Yeah. Her gaze meets yours, her soft brown eyes glistening. Yes, I'd like that. I'm so glad we have the pretty room this time. The scene wasn't nearly as romantic with the ugly room I had the last time. The 2 of you make your way up to your room. So, this is your room. Yeah, go ahead and make yourself at home. I've got some wine in the cabinet, and there's a pretty great view out the window, and... Shams, did you invite me up here to discuss your room? No, not really. Estella steps toward you. Oh gosh. Oh baby. She's unusually agitated, tense even. Listen, I'm not skilled at this sort of thing. I don't exactly know what to say. Well, what do you want? I want you to kiss me. You step forward and press your lips to Estella's. She flinches for a split second, then leans into it, kissing you fuller, deeper. Oh. Oh. Now I have feelings. Now I've got emotions. Okay. After a moment, you pull away. Is that okay? I want you to kiss me again. And I want to touch you this time. To feel you. You reach down and pull off your shirt. Estella sucks in her breath, just a little. And you kiss her again, and now you feel her hands on you. First nervous, then assured, stroking your body, caressing, feeling. How's that? She guides your hands down to her shirt, which you pull off. Her body presses against yours. Firm muscle, warm skin. God, you're perfect. Shh. She kisses you again, and you make your way down her side, kissing her neck, her collarbone. She slides her hands along you, feeling every inch. Here, lie down. Estella eases onto your bed, still touching you, pulling you with her. More. Touch me. Feel me. Oh, she's so nervous and but she's trying to, and she wants this, and it's adorable. She moans, running her fingers through your hair as you kiss your way up her bare leg, up her thigh, and then deeper. Oh my God. She arches back in ecstasy, grabbing tighter, clenching you. Please, more. I don't actually know how R-rated this is gonna become. It's okay. She pulls you up onto her, and your faces are inches apart, and you can feel her breath on you, your hearts thundering together. I want you. I'm yours. Then you kiss her and press into her, and she clutches your back, digging her nails in, and the two of you are together, intertwined, pleasure and pain, total bliss. Okay, so a taste fade to black. I can live with that. Whew, okay. Afterwards, you lay together, face to face, just an inch apart, your legs tangled up. I really didn't want to narrate a whole sex scene, you guys. I'm sorry. It would have been weird. That was amazing. Was it really? Of course, really. You should know. I've never done that before. Oh my God, Estella! With a girl? With anyone. I've never really trusted anyone like that. Not anyone I met. Until you. And I got to know you, and I felt this yearning that I'd never felt before. Have I been missing out this whole time? Is kissing always this good? You lean in and kiss her, full, long, deep. I think our kissing is exceptionally good. I'd like to think so. You run your hand along the curve of her hip, along her toned stomach. So you never really dated before? My life has been, let's say, atypical. Atypical in what way? Stella turns away, looking up at the ceiling. Oh, she doesn't trust me enough yet. Oh no, she was gonna share a secret. The full friend stage, just the happy face stage. In all the ways. Forget I said anything. Estella, wait, Suddenly, Estella sits straight up in bed. Did you see that? See what? Something went by just outside the window. Okay, so we're starting to get into the stuff that's going to lead into the next chapter, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording and replay, and we will go through it with Sean next time. So it'll be Estella, then Sean, then Jake, then of course our girl Quinn. So I'll pick this back up again in what'll seem like a couple seconds to you. Okay, so steamy R-rated sex scene take 2. We are going to go with Sean this time. It's another 30 diamonds, yikes. And I'm like, this is interesting. Because I really do have very, like, strong friend feels about Sean. So this is possibly going to be even more awkward than Estella. But we're doing this. Hopefully we have a high enough relationship status with him that we can actually get his secret. You walk over to Sean and look over his shoulder. Hey, Shams. Last minute prepping? We've done everything we can to keep this place safe. I think I'm just looking for a way to keep busy. What's up with you? Well, you know, I was just wondering if maybe you would want to come with me to my room. Sean looks at you, taking your meaning. Of course I would. Oh, bless. Oh, bless him. That's the sweetest, like, just that, I don't know, that answer just seemed very sweet. You and Sean walk into your room and close the door. He looks around. Damn, you really do have the nicest room in the house. What can I say? I've got classy taste. Sean takes a step toward you. You can feel your heart starting to race. He looks at you in the moonlight, his eyes soft and caring. Oh. You didn't invite me up here to talk about your room, did you? No, I didn't. Then he leans in, and just like that, he's kissing you, his strong hands wrapped around your back, his face pressed to yours. Breathing faster, Sean kisses his way down your neck. You reach down and pull his shirt off over his head. You almost gawk at how good he looks. Your hands rove his body, feeling his massive biceps, his rock-hard abs, his sculpted back. You're beyond sexy, you know that? I got nothing on you. Sean eases you back with a kiss, pulling your shirt off. With a touch at once strong and gentle, he caresses you, strokes his fingers along the length of your body. More. Sean leans in, lightly biting your collarbone, your chest, and then he drops to his knees, leaving soft, fluttering kisses down your stomach. He leans in, kissing your bare inner thigh, and then higher. You gasp, arching your head back with total pleasure. There, oh my God. The two of you fall back onto the bed. Sean pulls himself onto you, his firm body pressed against yours, his face just inches away. I want you so bad. I'm yours, Shams. I'm completely yours. It's interesting because the scene is almost exactly reversed from Estella as far as who's, like, taking the lead and what order things are going in. Anyway. Then you wrap your hands around him and pull him in for a kiss, and the two of you melt together into bliss and fade to black. Afterwards, you lay together, your head on Sean's chest, his arm wrapped around you tight. Wow. I was right. You are amazing. You're a star QB, a natural leader, a total badass, and an amazing lover? Is there nothing the great Sean Gale can't do? Craig always kicks my ass in Halo. Does that count? I'll take it. Sean pulls you in close, kissing you gently on the forehead. Seriously, Shams, I I try not to move this fast, but with you, I just can't help myself. You slide over, nestling yourself even farther into the crook of his arm. His chest is warm. You can feel his heart beating. I thought men like you only came around in fairy tales. How'd you end up being such a good guy? Sean hesitates, then sighs. Something hangs heavily on him, a sudden sadness. Well, I didn't really have a choice. What do you mean? You know my dad was a big football star, right? Marcus Gale? I remember him. I saw him on TV a lot when I was a kid. Yep, the man was a human highlight reel, especially the year they won it all. Not so many people remember the concussions he got the next year, and how he had to retire from the trauma. And they sure as hell don't remember what happened after that. What happened? My dad didn't take so well to get being let go from the team. He started drinking, using painkillers, getting violent. On a good night, he'd just come home and pass out on the couch. On a bad night, he'd take that anger out on my mama, my little brother, on me. Sometimes I think it's all the concussions that changed him. I hope it's that. We tried to get him help, but... Sean... For years, there was nothing I could do about it. And I turned 15 and I grew a foot. Started hitting the gym, built up some muscle. Next time he came home stinking of gin, trying to make trouble, I stopped him. No, I didn't just stop him. I threw his worthless ass out on the street. Oh, that must have been so hard on you. It's not an easy thing, standing up to your own father, but he didn't leave me any choice. I think about it still sometimes, the look in his eyes when I slammed that door in his face. But I had to do it. I had to. My mama, bless her soul, couldn't take that step, so I had to do it for her. With my dad gone, the whole family was on the cusp of falling apart. So, I had to get it together. I had to be good, to be faithful, to do the right thing, to put them first, always. He's such a good guy, you guys. My father came damn close to destroying my family. I spent the last 7 years rebuilding it. That's why I didn't have a choice to be this man, Shams. I had to do it. Because if I didn't, then I'd be no better than him. Sean, no. You crane your head up and kiss him, slowly, tenderly. You could never, ever be your father, I promise. Yeah, well, Suddenly, Sean sits straight up in bed. Whoa, did you see that? All right. So we're going to stop it. I will go back and play through again with Jake and then Quinn, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. I shouldn't be saying the goodbye things because it's not goodbye for you. So I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so in the interim, I have learned that Estella's secret, the one she didn't share with you, is that she believes that Everett Rourke killed her mother. So that's a thing. I also discovered that if you call Alistair an asshole up on the roof, he is stunned into silence. And you still get a +1 from him, so that works. He's so weird. And I learned that if you do not approve of the specialty drink idea, if you call it irresponsible, you will make Raj sad, and Zara, of all people, will call you out for it. I think her exact words are, "That's like making a unicorn cry." And you feel very bad about yourself. So I'm glad we didn't do that. But I checked it out since I'm playing through this chapter again and again, just to see. So we did Estella, we did Sean. No pun intended. We're gonna go with Jake. This is one I'm really curious about because Jake does, have a secret that we've all been, I've at least been wanting to find out. Why did he punch his commanding officer? What happened? Why were people hunting him? You Of course you poke him in the shoulder. You walk over to Jake and poke him in the shoulder. Help you with something, princess? Just seeing what you're up to. Trying to see if you've got any good whiskey left. You? Not a whole lot. Just wondering if maybe you wanted to come up with me to my room. Jake pauses. His eyes meet yours. You remember that moment underwater, that shared kiss as you both sank, filled with the regret that you never got to spend a night in each other's arms. Oh gosh. Yeah, I do. You stroll into your room, leading Jake by the hand. There's a nervous energy in the air, a tension, a hovering sense of anticipation. You walk over to the window and look out at the island, at the columns of smoke, the beautiful night sky. Jake paces over to stand by your side. You look into his eyes. Hey, you. Hey. And then you both come together in a passionate, frenzied kiss. Two of you slam back against the window, kissing, nuzzling, biting. Your breath comes fast and your heart pounds in your chest. Yes. You reach down and rip off Jake's shirt, tossing it across the room. He grins and presses forward, pushing you against the wall as he kisses along the side of your neck. I knew this is what it would be like. I knew he would be like this. Ah! God, you're gorgeous. You run your hands along Jake's torso, feeling the taut, firm muscle. Less talking, more kissing. I love the vibe you have with him. It's fun. Wouldn't you like that? You pull your shirt off over your head, and then Jake's strong hands are all over you, caressing, stroking. The two of you stagger along the wall, kissing so rough it almost hurts. Ah! You knock over a chair and smash a flower vase, but you don't care. You feel your back slam into a dresser. Oh, we're just on the first handy piece of furniture. Jake hoists you up onto it, and you wrap your legs around him, pressing him against you tight. More. Don't stop. Still kissing you, Jake's hands slide up along your bare thighs. You gasp, running your hands through his long hair and pulling him down. His face is an inch from yours. You feel his breath on you. Look right into his eyes. I have never wanted anything as badly as I want you. Oh my God. Then have me. Jake leans against you and you kiss him, and he kisses you, and the two of you melt together into bliss. And there's our fade to black. Guys, I'm sorry. I told you I found Jake hot. I was not wrong. I feel justified right now. Afterwards, you lay together, side by side, gasping to catch your breath. The room around you is pretty much totally trashed, and neither of you gives a damn. Good Lord, what did you do? That was something else. Jake rolls over to look at you. You brush a strand of hair from his cheek. You're something else. The gruff, no-nonsense Jake Mackenzie acting sentimental? Now I've seen everything. What can I say, princess? You got that effect on me. He strokes your cheek with the back of his hand, and you press your face to it and kiss his fingers one at a time. Think we're gonna make it through this thing? Get off this island and go back home? Jake turns onto his back, staring up at the ceiling. Make it through this? Probably. Get off this island? Hope so. But if there's one thing I know for sure, it's that I'm never going back home. Why not? Jake looks at you thoughtfully, then lets out a long exhale. I'm a wanted man. The second I set foot on U.S. soil, they'll put me in handcuffs and send me to prison for life. Seriously? What were you, like a bank robber, a drug dealer? Were you lying about being in the Navy? Nah, that was all true. Went to the Naval Academy at 18. Was the best damn pilot they'd seen in a decade. That's where I met Mike. Mike. My bunkmate. Growing up, I always made more enemies than friends. But Mike and I hit it off right away. He was funny and smart. Kept me from screwing up too bad. Always tried to talk me out of fights, but always had my back when he failed. You guys were close. He was my best friend. Loved him like a brother. Best day of my life was when we got assigned to the same deployment. When we were up in the sky, flying side by side, one of the few times I could say I really felt happy. What happened, Jake? We were running recon missions off the coast of Kazakhstan, aiding rebellion, when Mike discovered something. Our commander was this real piece of work by the name of Rex Lundgren. Kind of guy always talked tough so long as he was picking on someone who couldn't fight back. Turns out he was up to a lot more than bullying. Commander Lundgren had a nice little business on the side. He was forging paperwork to request weapons we didn't need and selling them directly to the tyrants we were supposed to be fighting. No. Mike and I were going to report him, but while we were gathering evidence, Lundgren somehow found out. He sent us out in what he claimed was a standard recon mission, but it turned out to be a damn ambush. Kazakhstan military shot us out of the sky. I ejected in time. Mike didn't. Oh God, that's terrible. Yeah, well, I didn't have time to mourn. I was stranded behind enemy lines, being hunted by government forces. It took me a week to get back to the base. When I did, Lundgren was waiting, along with a pair of MPs. Military police. He doctored the records, made it look like Mike and I were the traitors. They came to arrest me. I punched Lundgren right in his worthless face, dove out the window, and ran like hell. Been running ever since, hiding out in Costa Rica. Jake, I'm so sorry about your friend. Not gonna lie, it still hurts. After that, I figured, well, it's what I deserve for letting someone get close to me. I wasn't gonna make that mistake again. I wasn't gonna let anyone else in. He turns onto his side and leans close, his hand on your chest, his face touching yours. Then I met you. Jake, Suddenly, Jake sits straight up in bed. Did you see that? Alright, so that's where we stop. Oh my God. Like, I knew there had to be a story for why he punched his commanding officer, but oh my God. I want to punch his commanding officer too, my baby. Okay. Also, he's remarkably unscarred for someone who's been through the shit he's been through. Like, that's surprising and a little disappointing, because I'm not gonna lie, I like scars. But, and the one left is Quinn, and she is our sweet, precious baby. So, I will be back to romance Quinn and do other things tangentially related to romance. All right. Here we go, the moment we've all been waiting for, or at least the moment I've been waiting for, when we finally get to sex up our precious little strawberry Quinn. Yes, we're inviting Quinn back to the room. You walk over to Quinn and lean down over her. Hey, hi, Shams. Enjoying the chair? No. Not really, mostly just finding something to do that isn't worry about the Watchers. How about you? I know, I was just wondering if maybe you wanted to come with me to my room. Quinn looks at you, reading your expression. I thought you'd never ask. The two of you make your way up to your room. So, yeah, I know you've been here before, but welcome to my room. There's some wine in the cabinet if you want it, and you turn around to face Quinn, and she presses into you, leaning in for a deep, passionate kiss. You know what? Forget the wine. Who needs wine when I have you? You grab Quinn and push her back against the wall, kissing her again. She moans and grabs your shirt, tearing it off you. I liked that shirt. I like you more. She runs her hands along your body while you press against her, nuzzling her neck. That feels so good. You slide your hands down and pull Quinn's shirt over her head. She grins, arching her head up and gently nibbling on your ear. You bury your head deeper in her hair, kissing the side of her neck, her collarbone, the curve of her breasts. She moans in pleasure. She pushes you back lightly, and you fall onto your back on the bed. With a playful twirl in the moonlight, Quinn slides off her pants and climbs onto the bed, straddling you. You are so incredibly, insanely sexy. She laughs and leans in close, kissing you deeply, her hands sliding along your chest, along your stomach, then lower. Oh God, Shams, I want you. I need you. I'm yours. Then you wrap your arm around her and pull her in, and the two of you melt together in total bliss. Afterwards, you lay together, tangled up, your bare legs intertwined with hers. That was so good. I'm still catching my breath. Hope you're not too worn out. I might want some more of you later. You lean in, pressing your face to hers, and the two of you kiss. Can I tell you a secret? Sure. I wanted you the minute I saw you, all the way back on that plane. You walked by me and I felt this spark inside me. I just knew, somehow, I knew I had to have you. I mean, I am super hot. Quinn playfully slaps your shoulder. You smile and kiss the side of her neck. So what do you think? Is this worth being stranded on an island full of monsters? For the best night I've ever had? Totally. It's a high bar. I'm pretty sure I can beat it. Just wait till we get back to the mainland and I can take you on a proper date. You lean in to kiss Quinn again, but she turns away, a sudden sad expression on her face. What? What's wrong? I have something to tell you. Something I should have told you. But I'm scared. Whatever it is, Quinn, you can share with me. Quinn lets out a long, slow sigh. Shams, I'm dying. What? I have Rotterdam syndrome. It's a rare autoimmune disorder affecting only 0.01% of the population. Lucky me, right? It causes tremors, fever, respiratory problems, seizures, and eventually death. Quinn. I was first diagnosed when I was 4 years old. My parents tried everything. They threw every dollar they had into keeping me alive. To keep me safe for most of my childhood, they kept me cut off from the outside world. I didn't get to run on playgrounds or camp in the woods or go to any birthday parties. I spent the first 12 years of my life pretty much confined to my house. Then, my dad spent the last of his savings signing me up for an experimental drug treatment. And it worked. It actually worked. The disease went away. I was better. I could start to live life, really live it. I went to high school, got into college, started looking forward to my future. And then Quinn holds up her hand, and for the first time you see it, a slight tremor. No. It's come back, Shams. First the tremors, then the sudden fevers. A week before I left for this trip, I had a seizure in the dorm bathroom. My disease is back, and if the drugs can't treat it, then nothing can. I'm going to die, Shams. In the next 6 months, maybe sooner. Quinn. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I want to promise her a cure, but I'll make our time together count. Look, maybe you are dying. Maybe we'll all die tonight. If there's one thing this island has taught me, it's that you gotta live in the moment. I don't know when I'll die, but I do know when I'll live. And I've never felt more alive than when you were in my arms. Thank you. I needed to hear that. You lean in to kiss her again when... What was that? What was what? Something went by just outside the window. Quinn, we're nowhere near the ground floor. I know, but I swear I saw something. Quinn gets up to approach the window. It's the dude who had the lion mask on, but now he doesn't because Craig. The bedroom window explodes in a hail of glass, each shard gleaming in the moonlight. Ah! A figure swings through, landing solidly on his feet. His golden eyes, glowing in the dark, lock with yours. Shams, run! So that happened. All of that. So, yes, Quinn is the sweetest creature on God's green earth, and I love her. But we also got attacked by a blue guy through the window. Oh, and I forgot to mention one thing that I did find out while I was doing the playthroughs is that if you ask Lila about, and Iris about Alistair, Lila will admit that she knew the whole time, but she didn't tell you because she is supposed to respect the privacy of the Rourke family. And if you ask her what else she hasn't told you, she replies that she has told you everything she is cleared to tell you as a tour guide. Iris also mentions that she didn't know, but she guessed because the DNA scan was very similar. And you ask her, "How often are you doing DNA scans on us?" And Lila tells her not to answer. So that's all very mysterious and creepy. Okay, so that's chapter 14. Whew, it was a marathon chapter. We're gonna put it together now, and I will come back with chapter 15. Once again, links down below. Check them out. Other than that, peace.